Well, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making what I think is the best chicken salad recipe. So chicken salad can be made in a myriad of ways. You can vary the ingredients. I've seen a BLT chicken salad. I made that and it was delicious. I also have on my list a Southwest chicken salad recipe that I saw on Instagram that looks super good. You can do it with shredded chicken, you can do it with a rotisserie chicken, you can do it with grilled chicken, and then of course you can vary your toppings from nuts to grapes to celery to onion to all different types of things. And then of course the dressing kind of that binds everything together can really vary depending on your taste and your preference. So over the years I have come up with what is to my taste a really good chicken salad recipe. So I told you guys in my last video whenever I was talking about different summer foods that we've been eating and crock-pot recipes, I told you that I've been eating a lot of chicken salad. So this is how I'm doing it. All right, so this video actually starts early that morning. So the night before I had laid some chicken out of the freezer. I'd put it into the fridge in a container full of water. If you don't know, that helps chicken to safely thaw out quicker. Just put it in a container of water in the fridge. So I filled that with Italian dressing and just let it sit for a few hours while I went about my day. And now we are ready to make our chicken. So I will talk about this in a little bit, but there's the chicken. You can see that everything is nicely incorporated, and I'm just checking to make sure that the meat is properly thawed out. I had lots of little hands helping me in the kitchen, so you will definitely see that here whenever we're trying to get the chicken off the fork. Come on, there you go. All right, so different people do different toppings, and I am doing grapes here. So you'll see that I actually started out by cutting the grapes into quarters. And then as I went on, I actually decided that I wanted them to be diced a little bit finer. Of course, this is totally up to your preferences and really kind of what texture you like and your family likes. All right, let's check back in on the chicken. It's really looking nice. It's got a nice color on it. So after that, all of the grapes are chopped up and we're going to start with our red onion. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that if a recipe calls for half of an onion, I am going to go ahead and chop the whole thing. So here's my half of an onion that we're going to pull from for the recipe. And then I'm going to take this second half and I'm going to chop it and put it in this Tupperware container. Don't take that half of an onion and put it in the fridge because it will go there to die. Go ahead and chop it up, and then you will thank yourself next time that you have a recipe that calls for half of an onion. I do this all the time, and it's so nice to have that to pull from. So now the chicken is done. We've got a nice color on it. We've got a nice flavor. And again, we're just going to dice it as large or as finely as we like. And again, if you're like me, you may have little hands that want to steal the chicken because it is so delicious. All right, let's make this salad. All right, so we have our ingredients all assembled here. So I have that chicken over here, and I want to just talk about that for a minute. I showed you that we were either going to grill it or kind of put it in a pan and sort of pan fry it, and that's what we did. So I want you to just get a look close up here at the chicken. So the difference in this versus a rotisserie chicken, or especially just boiling chicken, which can also create a delicious chicken salad, is that this gives you that nice caramelization of the Italian dressing on the outside of the chicken. So already we are developing a layer of flavor that we wouldn't have if we had just boiled the chicken. So this kind of happened on accident. I started out with leftover grilled chicken the first time that I made this, and I thought, hey, I really like that flavor. And so that's kind of how I have proceeded, is I try to use grilled chicken that is left over, and then I've got that nice color and that nice layer of flavor that we can start building our chicken salad with. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We are going to add our chicken to a bowl. I really like these glass Pyrex bowls with these lids. I use them for all sorts of things, and what I really like about these in comparison to, say, a Tupperware container is these do not hold on to odor, and they also don't stain. So I use them for everything from leftovers to chicken salad to fruit that I have prepped and washed. I really use them for everything. So we have a round set and a rectangular set. So I always tell people, if you are doing a wedding registry or starting out on your own and you don't know what things you need some of these. All right, so we're going to begin by putting our chicken in the bowl. so we have our chicken in the bowl. The next thing we're going to do is add our additional ingredients. So what I've found that I like to do is finely diced red onion and the grapes. And you saw me cut those earlier. You saw me put the extra onion in the freezer. That's a great tip for you to save yourself some time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all of these grapes and then maybe half of these onions. My husband says that the onions are too strong, but he says that about anything with onions in it. So we'll just do our best here. I think that's probably a good amount. So I chopped up half of an onion here, but I'm really just gonna start with 1/4 of an onion because looking at it, I think that looks like it's going to be enough. All right, we'll set that extra onion to the side just in case we need it. All right, so my sauce, my dressing, is a mixture of a few things. So I make my own Greek yogurt. I've mentioned that before. I add equal parts Greek yogurt and full-fat mayonnaise. So let's go ahead and add those now. I start with about a tablespoon of each, and then we can go from there. Say it with me, you can always add more. You cannot take it back. Now, just looking at this, I think it looks like I'm probably going to need to add more. But again, we can add more, we cannot add less. We're going to do just a small squirt of yellow mustard. I'm not measuring it, just doing a tiny bit. I have also found that it really balances out the creaminess of the mayonnaise and the yogurt to add something that is a little bit tangy. The yogurt does help with that, but I have found that I like to add just a bit of something that gives it a pizzazz. So I will use lemon juice if I have it, and if not, I will use white vinegar. So I usually like to add either lemon juice or vinegar. So in this case, I'm going to add some white vinegar. I do a splash. And if you're unfamiliar with the official kitchen measurement of a splash, it is just a little bit more than a drop, but less than a glug. Hope that helps. I'm gonna start with about a teaspoon. I'm not gonna pour in from this because I don't trust myself because it's very full. All right, lastly, before we give it a stir, we are gonna add our seasonings. We're gonna do fresh cracked salt and pepper. Good healthy sprinkling of garlic powder. And mainly for color, a little bit of parsley. Okay, and now we're gonna stir it together and see if we need to add anything else. So I'm actually really glad that we went with the less is more approach. I do think I'm gonna add a teaspoon more of each, but it's not nearly as much as I thought we were going to need. So that just goes to show you this stretches a lot farther than you think it will. A little more. So I usually like to eat this with flax crackers, but I don't have any, so a club cracker will do just fine. Okay, moment of truth. It's so good. I think it's the perfect balance of sweet and tang. I love that the onion gives it a little bit of kick, and you get that kick also from the vinegar or lemon juice, whichever you choose to use. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you try this recipe, you'll have to come back and let me know in the comments how you liked it. I would also love to know what your favorite chicken salad additions are. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and happy summer. I'll be talking to you soon.